Alright, hello everybody, this is Kingdom bringing you a Dota 2 Clan War commentary. This is from Alienware
Radiant
Arena's
team pick.
Invitational Tournaments, round of 32. This is Infinity Gaming versus Semper Ursus. I'm not pronouncing that Latin right, it's alright. Always bear. It's cool, I know what it means. This Both of these teams did very well in the latter part of the season, as well as they're both currently doing very well in the MLG ladder, so definitely two very good teams. Should be an exciting, close game. And this is game one out of a best of three. I actually cast game two first
10
because I'm stupid
seconds
and couldn't
remaining.
figure it out and said that it was the wrong game, but whatever. Hopefully you guys can
5
figure it out. This
seconds.
is game one.
5 seconds
And
remaining.
looking at the picks so far, I'm actually pretty excited to watch this. I like Disruptor a
Silence to
lot. I
be.
love it when he gets play. Sand King,
Dire
yes!
team pick.
Sven Sand King is so totally OP, and I love it a lot. When you pick up Sven, you should really get as many AoE stuns as you can just to combo off of it because Stormbolt is such a great setup stun. And then you get a Sand King setup stun, and then you've got Lena to follow it up. You've got Batrider to lay down some Firefly damage on top of it with some Napalm stacks. I mean, it's just really a good combo. However, the Semper Ursus guys right now also have some pretty good combo of their
10
own. Ice
seconds
Path, of course,
remaining.
always one of the best AoE spells stuns in the game, especially after the buff.
5 seconds.
Yes, that's
5
right. I said it was
seconds
one of the best
remaining.
spells before the buff too, but no one listens to me when I say that. Whatever.
Resolve time.
Disruptor Kinetic Field, obviously, and you've got your Bounty Hunter Track Gold, so they'll definitely be able to take some big team fights. Death Prophet, yes! I love this hero. I
Radiant
love to
team
see her
pick.
picked up. Her ultimate is going to be able to do a ton versus Sven, even through BKB, provided she can stay alive. That silence is going to be critical against the Sand King. She's got an incredibly spammable nuke, which ought to be able to do some damage against the Lena, against the Batrider, against the Sand King, and moreover, that silence. Man, that silence is so critical against heroes like Batrider, Lena, Sand King. And she's pretty tanky also, so she might be able to hold her own for a
10
little while
seconds.
against the Sven at
10
least.
seconds remaining.
And her ultimate does damage, even when she's stunned, even through
5
BKBs.
seconds remaining.
So, will definitely be a strong hero, strong pushing hero as well, and a pretty capable laning hero
Reserve
against the
time.
Batrider, especially since she's 600 range. Really, the most important thing laning against Batrider, in my opinion, is the 600 range. You need to stay far enough back from those napalm stacks to be able to prevent him from getting all of those stacks up against you and just creaming you. Waiting for these last picks here. 40 seconds left for Infinity Gaming as they ponder their last hero. I'm thinking they will probably need to pick an offlane hero now. They're going to run the Batrider mid, Lena Sand King, Sven tri-lane, which is pretty scary. I can get on board with that tri-lane. Probably not an aggressive tri-lane. I think they would rather run that defensively, get Sven some farm. They can also run it offensively because right now Semper Ursus have not revealed their carry for their tri-lane.
10
Jakiro
seconds
Disruptor
remaining.
are typically, I want to say, defensive tri-lane heroes. They can also
5
definitely go
seconds.
aggressive though.
Venomancer.
Venomancer though, so
Dire team
I
pick.
don't know what that means. I think that might mean a Sand King safe lane farming maybe? With a Sven Lena Venomancer aggressive tri-lane, that's all I can really think of here. Unless they want to put their Batrider off lane and throw the Lena mid? I'm not really sure. I mean, I like Lena getting farm, but I don't think that's what's going to happen here. Just waiting for this last pick up here from Semper Ursus to really clue us in on what's really
10
going on with
seconds
this game.
remaining.
You've got, like, oh, they got a full
5
minute here.
5
They're
seconds
fine.
remaining.
I mistook the normal time for reserve time. No big deal.
Reserve time.
A lot hinges on this pick, really. They need some physical DPS, I think. Bounty Hunter does some burst DPS, but he can't really sustain that DPS throughout a team fight. Death Prophet, of course, does a lot of DPS, especially early game, but she trails off into the late game. And if this goes late, Sven will right now just be able to win with anything. There's no Void in the pool. There's no Lone Druid in the pool. There is, however, an Anti-Mage, Phantom Lancer, Spectre. There's a bunch of heroes who can keep up with Sven in the late game still left in the pool. It's just whether the option here is whether do they want to go for that or whether they want to go for a more pushing based lineup. They could throw a Shadow Shaman, a Dragon Knight into a safe lane tri-lane position and pick off a tower really quickly. They could
10
pick up a
seconds
jungle hero
remaining.
and give Jakiro or Disruptor the farm, which both of those heroes can benefit from a lot. It's going to be a Razor. Okay, I do like this pick. I like the Razor
Radiant
against the Sven
team
for
pick.
a couple reasons. First of all, he's innately tanky. He builds tanky items, which means Sven can't burst him down as quickly. Second of all, Static Link goes through BKB now. This was a recent change, I want to say in 6.75, where Razor's Static Link, instead of just ground targeting up to a BKB unit, you can now just directly Static Link a BKB'd a Magic Immune target. So Sven, even when he pops his BKB, is going to suddenly lose up to 200 of his damage from this Razor. And that means Sven is just going to be, even if he's critting with God's Strength, it's only going to be for like 150 damage, while Razor's just walking around tanking like a boss and dealing tons of damage. So Razor is definitely a good pickup against the Sven. I've wanted to see this lineup. Theory crafting terms, it works pretty well. Because I'm pretty sure Static Link also continues even if this Razor is
10
stunned.
seconds
So
remaining.
definitely I think a good pickup there. And we'll have to see how it works. I believe
5
he's going to be a
seconds.
defensive
5
tri-lane
seconds
hero, so we
remaining.
may see tri-lane versus tri-lane action going on here. Let's go ahead and introduce the players now. For first Semper Ursus squad, on the Dire, we will see Shiny on this Death Prophet Summit, on the Razor Solomon,
Prepare for
on
battle.
the Disruptor Suryu, on this Jakiro, and Andy Adamantium on the Bounty Hunter. On the Radiant team, looks like we will see an aggressive tri-lane here. We've got Bert on the Venomancer, Big N on the Sven, Illifan on the Batrider, and Webs on the Lena, and we've got Fuse here on the Sand King. Alright. So it looks like it will be that Venomancer, sorry, lost my train there. Looks like it will be the Venomancer, Sven, Lena aggressive tri-lane. Batrider coming up just to get the wards off into the jungle. These guys are a little hesitant to turn the corner here, but they're safe. They just don't know that they're safe. They're totally safe because the Radiant, I'm sorry, the Dire are only bringing 3 heroes into their own jungle and are not quite ready for this engagement here. If there is an
30
engagement, we will
seconds to
probably
battle.
see a jungle ward go down, preventing the pull camp right here. Probably the most, yep, there it is. It's a little bit early there. I like to see this ward after the 0 mark so that it blocks off an extra spawn. But they might not think that they're safe enough to do that. Venomancer is going to come over here, and he's going to be getting ready to drop off a ward either here, which gives vision up into the jungle in this area, or over here, which of course gives this vision of this part of the
The
jungle.
battle
Yep,
begins.
ward's going to go down there. So it's going to give vision of this part of the jungle as well as the river ward. Excuse me, the river rune. So we'll see tri-lane versus tri-lane here on the top lane. So this is going to be pretty exciting. No, that was actually a Dire ward down here. I don't know where the next Radiant ward is going to be. Batrider's going to get a DD rune coming into this mid lane. However, he was not in position to creep block. So Death Prophet will have the high ground here and will definitely be able to do a lot of work coming into this lane. Venomancer's going to drop a high ground ward so that Batrider will constantly have vision of this Death Prophet. So that will cause her some trouble, and that might make it a little bit easier for this Batrider starting up uphill. So might mitigate a little bit of the fact that he didn't get the creep block. He's going to start throwing down some stacks, so Death Prophet's going to have to be careful. She's already got a ton of slow on her turn rate, which is probably the most difficult, annoying part of that napalm stack. Just going to keep throwing it down. Top lane, we're going to see this tri-lane versus this tri-lane, and it's going to be insane. There's going to be a lot of kills, I think. Two very good defensive tri-lane heroes. This glimpse back from the Disruptor as well as Kinetic Field, Ice Path, and then Razor, who just has a bunch of nuke damage as well as dealing some damage of his own. Oh, here we go. There's a stun as well as a Gale. The second stun. Looks like First Blood will get popped here. Lena will get that kill. So, but Venomancer is low. He's going to have to back off and salve. And there it goes. There's your first engagement. First Blood. First Blood did go to Lena, so she's going to go ahead, upgrade the Courier probably, and get a pair of boots as well. So should allow her to get her quick start. Would have been nice on the Sven, but whatever. Oh, here comes an Ice Path followed by a whatever this skill is called. It's a Plasma Field, that's right. I don't see this hero ever, so I've got no clue what his skills are called. Venomancer's going to pause the game because Jakiro disconnects. Nice of him. Mid lane is going pretty evenly so far. The last hits are looking a little bit in the favor of the Batrider. Death Prophet only getting the one. Batrider just such a good last hitting hero with the bonus damage coming from Sticky Napalm. Bottom lane, we're going to see the Bounty Hunter doing very well, 5-0 against the Sand King, who is only at, he's at 4-0, so not too bad, only behind by one last hit. So he is doing pretty well. He's already level 3. He's taken a point of Caustic Finale, of course. This is Caustic Finale is, of course, probably one of the most annoying skills to lane against as a melee hero, right up there with the Ion Shell from Darkseer. Just whenever you come into last hit, Sand King gets attacks a little early, and then all of a sudden this creep that you were trying to last hit explodes in your face, and you're like, well, shit. Here it comes. Bam! So much burst damage AoE. You can get like triple kills with that shit, man. Strong, strong spell. So it looks like their lanes are currently going a little bit in the favor of the Radiant. They, of course, got the first blood on this tri-lane, which is probably the most important thing in a tri-lane, is that first blood. It gets them that level advantage really quickly, as you can see that the Radiant tri-lane is out-leveling the Dire tri-lane. They're able to get a creep skip here by the Radiant. They're just going to bring this creep wave back to their own tower, and Sven's going to be able to farm it up. Meantime, Razor's farming up this creep wave up here, and he does have a little bit of a last hit deny range. Of course, being a ranged hero as well as an instant cast, a melee casting time, I mean attack animation, man, he's got a lot going for him in this lane. Of course, he's got four GG branches as well as a magic stick, so he's only at 52 base damage. It's not a hell of a lot, but he will be able to do a lot. Sven, of course, has a little bit of a base damage advantage, but of course he isn't able to sit back from the creep wave and have that same last hitting power. So looks like these guys have been slowed down a little bit by that creep block. Oh, bottom lane. I think we're seeing a dive here. No, Bounty Hunter gets chased by the Sand King. Hughes gets a solo kill here on the Bounty Hunter, hitting. I think he hit. No, he wasn't it wasn't a blind Burrow Strike. It was actually, he had a Sentry Ward. So I was about to go fanboy out, but that is actually, it wasn't actually that cool. Sorry. Yeah, it was actually pretty cool. Gets the kill. Clarity's up, and he'll be able to do it again. So bottom lane is 1. Top lane is going well. Looks like rotation went to the mid lane. Gank attempt from Alina, or maybe just warding. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like it worked out. There is, of course, 7 stacks against this Death Prophet. She's going to get bounced back. 7 stacks against her. Lena's rotating in as well. Looks like that will fall. Batrider will get that kill, and then just roll back down off the mid lane. So he's definitely doing a very good job in this lane as well. So all 3 lanes definitely going the way of the Radiant right now. And this means, of course, that Sven is left alone up on the top lane, and he can go down. I mean, there's definitely a lot of burst magical damage coming out of this Razor. Don't laugh at this nuke, man. It does a heck of a lot of damage, as well as Ice Path and Dual Breath slowing him down, Kinetic Field, as well as a glimpse back in, and that can cause some serious problems for Sven, even this early in the game with some low-level tri-lane heroes. Radiant tri-lane, however, does rotate back up, and so he should be safe now. And as we look at farm, Razor is still getting a lot of farm, so he's definitely not in a bad position. He's sitting at the highest creep kills of anyone at the moment, 24. That puts him right at, I want to say, 6 a minute right now. So definitely some good last hitting coming from him. He's got a headdress already, so it looks like he is going for a pipe or possibly a mech. Either one of those would be a good item. Looks like creeps will get pulled by the Dire here into the hard camp. So I think someone should be down there to get some experience from that. They'll get zoned out by the Radiant tri-lane, who are currently coming up to try and take these kills here. This is a stacked hard lane too, so that means that this creep camp will be worth a lot of experience and gold. So both teams are trying to angle into position to take it. There is your plasma field going down, dealing some damage as well. Everyone's low here. Kinetic field goes down. Dual breath followed up by an ice path. Ice path. Ice path. No, getting blocked by the disruptor. Ice path will hit on that Lina and Venomancer. Both of them low. Glimpse goes back on the Veno, but it looks like Disruptor will be the first to fall here. Veno falls as well, though. There's a static link on the Sven, taking so much damage, dropping some damage on the Lina, but a Light Strike Array will hit. Ice Path is going to catch her, though. I think she will go down here. Yes! Razor gets the double kill. He's up to 900 gold now, so he can finish off his phase or tread, whichever he wants. But here comes a hasted Batrider with level 6, looking to pick off this Jakiro. He's trying to get in position. Another kill goes in favor of the Sand King on the bottom lane. Another solo kill. Bounty Hunter's not having a good time. And it looks like this Jakiro will be going down. No need to waste a Batrider ultimate, and now he can just, with that ultimate still in line, he can just go straight in on this Razor, who is getting scaled up by the Venomancer, but he's dealing a lot of damage. He's going to drop his stun, not barely just enough to kill the Venomancer, but here comes the Disruptor doing some damage. Razor looks like he will get ulted by the Batrider. Some jukes going down. Lina comes into position, looking to cast a stun, but this jukes. Oh no, Razor will get hit here. He will fall to the Batrider, 4 stacks, and still Batrider doesn't even ult. Doing definitely a good job. Some excellent rotation coming in here from the Radiant mid lane hero. Death Prophet not able to do as much. He's only level 5. Had a bad time already. Has died once to the Batrider, as well as some Lina rotations. So she hasn't gotten her phase boots up yet. Looks like she's only 450 gold away from them though. And then she'll be able to go ahead and move into some better items. Bounty Hunter also not having a good time on this bottom lane, taking so much harassment damage from this Sand King. I mean, it's just that Sand King does so much work in these tri lanes. It's really insane when you think about it. He's got
middle tower is under
this
attack.
massive damage coming out of this Caustic Finale. He's put 2 points into every single time he gets the last hit. It's 130 damage nuke. So, I mean, it's really causing
Radiant's
a lot
middle
of trouble
tower
for the
is
Sand King.
under
Bounty
attack.
Hunter is at 6 though, so if he can get some roaming up, he will be able to do. Yeah, he will. He's going to go ahead and roam up to the top lane. Get some track gold up. Looks like some of the Dire heroes are low, but they're still staying in position in this tri lane because Bounty Hunter's coming in. If he can get some track kills off, this can completely turn around the tri lane, get some gold, get some levels. And of course that Janata slow, very, very appropriate. It doesn't scale, of course. The slow from Janata is as much level 1 as it is level 4. Only thing that goes up is the bonus damage and the cooldown. So we will see some. No, Bounty Hunters are going ahead and rotated mid. Looks like they want to pick off the Batrider here. They may have some difficulty with it. He does, of course, have his Firefly, but there is a silence on the Death Prophet, so no ultimate, unfortunately. They're going to need the ultimate on her to be able to get a kill and maybe a push going. Bounty Hunter patiently sitting in position, but the creep wave really is not
Dire's
cooperating with
bottom
him at the
tower is
moment. I
under
don't
attack.
think they'll be able to get off a kill here. Maybe not. No, yeah, he sees the Bounty Hunter. Bounty Hunter's gonna have to back off, but here comes the rest of the Dire tri lane. They're gonna come in here, put up a ward, and come mid. If they can come mid and get a kill on this Batrider or a push going, that's gonna be absolutely critical. We're gonna rotate towards the bottom lane. Rune does not spawn there. It spawns top lane, so Jakiro gets a regen rune. And that will allow him to come up to the mid lane. No, bottom lane. Looks like 2 going down onto this Batrider on the bottom lane. He's gonna try to get away. No! Yeah, he tried to get a pull up on the Death Prophet up to the high ground, but it's not going to work out. She's going to pop her ultimate, too much damage, and bring down the Batrider. She's now got no mana. Goes ahead to the mid lane where Jakira's already doing worth pushing the tower. They're going to see if they can keep this Prophet ultimate up long enough to do some damage to the tower before it ends. I think they might be able to. They're going to go ahead and wipe out this creep wave very quickly. Prophet ultimate is almost expired though. I doubt that they'll be able to get any significant damage off against the tower. Just some last hits, closer to a phase for the Death Prophet. De-warding coming on by the Dire, by the Radiant team. Venomancer ward and a Sentry being able to pick off the Dire vision. So top lane might see some aggression coming from the Radiant in the near future. You'll see Sand King get another kill against this Bounty Hunter, going ahead and using his ultimate. Excellent use for it. I mean, it's got a low cooldown, only 140 seconds. Not as long as a Ravage or Black Hole, and it does so much damage, especially against a melee hero with no maneuverability skill who can't kite you. This means this Sand King is now sitting at 3-0, killing spree, all in solo kills against a Bounty Hunter. I mean, excellent, excellent play here from Fuse. Not that I really expected anything else, in all honesty. I basically see him do this in every game that I cast and get as surprised by it every single game that I cast. Alright, Fuse versus Light FF and best offlane player, go. See what happens there. On the top lane, we do see Razor still sitting double the last hitting that the Sven has done. The Razor, of course, just so annoying to lane against because as soon as you try and come angle for the last hitting position, he drops his static link on you, and you have no damage. Track goes down on the Sven. They know the Bounty Hunter is here now, but Razor's just like, alright guys, come bring it, y'all. I got 3 points in the static link, can't do shit. Looks like Jakiro, though, was way out of position. I don't know what he was even doing. Maybe trying to wrap around, but she can't wrap around solo. The entire Radiant team was here. He gets picked off by the Sand King, who is now dominating. The push goes, though. Here's Bounty Hunter in position to throw some track down. Kinetic Field also preventing the Radiant heroes from getting up near their tower. Batrider trying to do a little bit of work here in the background, getting some napalm stacks up. Maybe some trouble here for the Bounty Hunter, but a silence is going to keep him safe for now. Backing up is the Dire Squad. The Radiant pushing forward. Jakiro is back in position, though. He's level 5, 3 points into Ice Path. It's going to make it very difficult for this Radiant team to get into position. Epicenter, of course, is still down for another 30 seconds here. Of course, here comes a Light Strike Array, followed up by a Burrow Strike stun. Flame Break going in as well. Some Sven stun also doing some work. Healing up, though, the early mechanism doing some work, but 2 people fall anyway. Fuse is getting low on the Sand King. He can go down. Looks like the Disruptor doing some damage, but he's also going to get pulled out of position. Lina falls, but as does the Disruptor. 3 for 1 so far. Sand King is still low. Svensson goes in on the Death Prophet, followed up by a Burrow Strike in from the Sand King, who is so low, but he's going to make it out. Bounty Hunter is the last one alive. He's getting slowed by the Napalm. It doesn't look like he's going to get out. He's so low. Yeah, he's going to hold one last right click from this Sven. Triple kill. Here comes Razor, though, looking to do some work, get some damage. His static link will get dropped, and now there goes a stun against him. Batrider goes back in aggressively. 3 napalm stacks. He's getting low. He has to do something, losing damage. Here goes the plasma field. He might be able to pick off the Batrider. No, not enough damage. He falls again. Unfortunate. Oh my god, if this Disruptor gets a triple kill, I'm going to lose my mind. There's 1 kill. Glimpse back on the Sven, double kill on the Disruptor, cleaning up. GG. Disruptor MVP, man. Wow. Just in the right position at the right time. Radiant Towers, I'm sorry, the Dire Tower stays up, and now Melina's getting forced back. She's got a track up against her. Unfortunately, Glimpse is on cooldown for another 30 seconds, so she can't get pulled back. And we will see here that the pink Shiny has rotated down on this Death Prophet. Got a phase boots up. We'll see if she can get another mediocre big item up in the near future to allow her to really take a bigger stance in this mid-game. A Vanguard would not be a bad idea, as neither would maybe a pipe. Just see what she wants to pick up. Picks up a TP scroll, obviously, and we'll see the Dire Trilane getting back into position here. Not quite. It's now a Bounty Hunter and not a Razor. Razor able, of course, just to rotate the mid lane freely. There goes an Ice Path, going to miss against the Lina. Batrider gets a double damager, and that's going to be scary. He's going to find himself in a Death Prophet, but Death Prophet's in a bad position. Blink Dagger even through the silence, and now there goes a pull. Some napalm stacks, bringing her into the flame, but now here comes the Razor. This could go the other way now. No, Death Prophet, just too much damage against the Razor, going to try to do as much as he can against the Batrider, but Firefly allowing Batrider to get up to the high ground. And now here comes the Sven, here comes the... Nah, no engagement gonna follow. Batrider just gonna get clean away with it. Death Prophet just not having a good game, man. This Infinity Gaming squad looking so incredibly strong coming through here. 16-6 into this mid-game. Jakiro doing what he can, and Razor doing what he can also. Razor, of course, has had some very good farms, still only bare boots, but he is sitting at the top of the farming game. Definitely able to solo outlane the Sven at this point in time. Plasma Field as well as Static Link doing so much work. He's not taking his ultimate. I'm interested by this choice. I think his ultimate would have done so much work in that team fight up top if he had decided to take it. I mean, Plasma Field and Static Link, of course, are extremely important. Static Link is the reason why you pick the Razor. I mean, I'm not sure what a competitive build of Razor would have to be. Maybe I should write a UTG guide on that. It's kind of a complicated proposition there, and it's not going to be really... I don't really know. Lina's going to go ahead and get a kill in the mid lane against the Jakiro. 4 versus 3 here now. And it looks like the Radiant might be able to push in. Trax, of course, is going down. So they have to be careful. Shiny's ultimate also will be up in 20 seconds. So unless they go in right now, they're going to have to deal with that Death Prophet ult DPS, which is always so scary. On the bottom lane here, your Razor is continuing to get the better of the Sven in terms of farms, so Lina dies in the mid lane, gets brought down, so definitely some good work being done by this Dire lane here. Death Prophet getting some farm up. She's up to 500 gold now. 42 last hits, so definitely not having a completely bad time. Sven, though, Sven is the one having a hard time. 27 last hits on him. He's getting close to a BKB. He's got the treads as well as an Ogre Club, but just not enough to really stay in lane against this Razor. Batrider goes in, gets a kill in the mid lane. Bounty Hunter, though, gets a return kill. Track up also. Jakiro low. He may go down here. Yeah, he will fall. Stun comes in from the Sand King, who channels the ultimate. That's a very superfluous ultimate. Batrider picks up the kill, double kill, mega kill streak on him. He has died once, but he's 8-1. No big problem. Razor on the bottom lane, continuing to outlane the Sven.
Is under attack.
He's got mech up as well, so he can just heal himself whenever. He's just going to rotate up to the top lane and says, I've had enough of you, Sven. I'm peacing out. I need my money. I'm just going to go to the top lane and do some farming there. No towers down yet, 15 minutes into the game. This is surprising in the current metagame, but we will see some good farm and some good kills going up. We've got 28 kills in 15 minutes, so I hope you guys have seen some exciting stuff so far. I mean, come on. I don't know what else you want. More kills, more Dota. 3 men teleport up to the top lane to counter this Razor. We may see him go down. Fuses in position with a blink stun. Follow-up is a little laggy behind, though. Batrider's coming in from the jungle. I don't think this Razor is going to make it out alive. Batrider says, I'm just going to steal this kill with a flame break. No big deal, guys. I'm the farmer, and Fuse is like, oh, forget you. He's going to go ahead and farm up the rest of these creeps here. Of course, Caustic Finale this early into the game. Such a strong pushing spell. Going to annihilate creep waves very quickly. And of course, he's got the Blink Dagger and an ultimate in 50 seconds, so looks like we're going to see a tier 1 trade here. Death Prophet doing work on the bottom lane. Looks like the Sven will definitely go down here. He's getting low. No, he makes it into the trees. He may survive. Bounty Hunter tracking him into the trees. Track is up. That will be a kill, but here's Lena. All she has to do is like one-hit touch, but no, she's going to get... Kinetic Field, unfortunately, not quite enough. She will probably fall here as well. More track gold going the way of the Dire, and now the Dire are just in an easy position to rotate in and take this tower if they can. Unfortunately, their tower top went down, and Death Prophet's ultimate is over, so they'll have to back off. Razor defending the top lane as well as getting some more farm up. He's at 340 gold now. Any items for him? No. No item progression. Getting ganked, he's 2 and 4. Not able to get the items up. Bounty Hunter, though, is getting the track gold, so he's up to 600 gold. Looks like he will be going for a... I want to say it's Rum, looking for that early Bracer pickup. Otherwise, he's just stacking HP. Not what you hope to happen from Bounty Runner. Granted, he is 3 and 5. At least he's got some kills, man. Not as bad as my Bounty Hunter. We will see some... So it looks like they're content to... Looks like the Radiant are basically content to let this Razor farm. He's got the mech up. I would like to see another big item up on him. Maybe Heaven's Holbert to slow down this Sven would be a good item. Vanguard, not a bad item. Heart, not a bad item if he wants to work for a big item like that. Looks like the TPs will go mid lane to defend against this mid-tier 1 push. Batrider will get glimpsed back. He's going to get silenced, but he's got the Blink Dagger too quickly. A little slow on that ice path there. Should have seen that a little early. There's a total whiff on the ultimate coming from the Sand King. I mean, no big deal. He'll just go into the jungle and do some damage. Get some mana from the Lena. No big deal. Unfortunately, that's down, though. I don't think the Dire knows that it's down, though. Razor continuing to farm and push on the bottom lane. He's currently sitting at 85 last hits. Still top of the map. Way ahead of anyone else, including this Sven, who just is not having a good time. He's fallen a couple times. He's 4 and 2. He does have a couple kills, but he's still not incredibly close to his BKB, which he needs so desperately in this game. Just not able to get in and do the work. We will see, of course, the Radiant coming in, the Dire coming in. 3 heroes in the mid lane. And I am a little unhappy about how the Dire is being able to function in this mid game here. Because of the early advantage. Oh, Sand King with the stun there. Ice Path will miss. Glimpse back and not... Glimpse away and not back towards the Dire team. There. But in this mid game, this Death Prophet, who is a very strong mid game hero, has not been able to do enough work. She's not been able to take towers. She has not been able to deal significant damage in these team fights because she's getting picked off. Looks like she's going for a pipe, which I think will allow the Razor to go for a much better mid-game item. Maybe, like I said before, a halberd I think would not be a bad idea, or a different tanking item. Lincoln is probably pretty unnecessary because he's got his unstable current, which is means you get nuked every time you try and nuke him. Looks like the Radiant are going to go ahead and commit to a mid-tier 1 push. The Dire are here in position. You've got a Macro Pyre up, as well as the Static Storm, as well as the Bounty Hunter tracked every time someone steps forward. Lina is tracked as well. No, Batrider gets a kill on the Death Prophet bottom lane, and it looks like Razor might be in some trouble top lane here. You've got 2 stuns up against him if you want to go in. No, he'll just back off, be alright. Mid lane, though, Lina might be in some trouble. She could get glimpsed back. She is tracked up. She'll just take a bunch of damage from the Lightning Storm and be forced to back up. Here comes Bert. He's going to be looking to do some counter pushing as well. 4 heroes into the mid lane. Invis on Sven. And now Razor's going back to farming. He is BKB first. Okay, I like that choice. The only thing that can go through it is the lasso, I think. So, other than, and of course spin right clips obviously, but you don't need to worry about spin right clips because you can just drain all of his damage.
Dire's
So
middle
he's just
tower
going to come
is
in
under attack.
and be very hard to bring down and just give a lot of trouble. Tower mid is going to go down to the Radiant. 5 men used to do that. Death Prophet comes in. She's just not having a good game, man. 1 in 5. Not even close to the pipe yet. I do like the pickup of the cloak. It's going to give her some resistance to all this magic damage coming out of the Radiant team. Batrider blinks in, though. Lasso down onto the Death Prophet. She's going to get dragged back up into the flames. Stunned up. She's going to fall. Macro Pyre goes down, though. That's a lot of damage. Venom Ultimate looks like it will only hit the Razor. No, it hit the Disruptor as well. I heard a glimpse. I don't think it did enough work, though. No, there it is. Glimpse back onto this Venomancer. He's going to fall very quickly. There's some gold for you coming from that track. And so now the Dire are... They're getting their gold, though. It's not like Bounty Hunter has been in only 4 kills. He's gotten all of the kills that he's been there for. So only 4 track kills going towards the Dire, but that's going to increase and continue as the game goes on. He's got most of his drum. In fact, the drum is on the way to him right now. And now Razor's sitting here with 1,200 gold, so it does look like he's going for the BKB. If he was going for the halberd, he would have already probably purchased it, I want to say. So he's still on the top of this last hitting game. Only person close to him is the Sand King, and he's 80 gold back. Looks like there will not be a push going the Dire way. I think they're going to go ahead and back off here. Most of the Radiant heroes are back up from that team fight. And now the defense should be there. You've got this Sentry Ward here preventing the Bounty Hunter from getting tracks off. He is going to be in the jungle pretty aggressively. Gotta be careful here. There's some people very angrily coming towards you. Possibly with some invis detection. Is there a gem? Nope, no gem. A couple blink daggers though up on the Death Prophet's going to try and solo push this bottom lane. Sven will get silenced up, but she has to back off. They don't know Bounty Hunter is here with her though, so this could go badly. Track's going to go down on the Lina. So here's damage coming from the Death Prophet. She's going to get stunned up, but here's Disruptor as well. Looks like this push might be successful. The tower is low. Death Prophet comes forward. She's going to drop some of the damage onto the tower, but there's a Lina ultimate on top of her. Death Prophet will finish her off, though. She's going to try and TP out, but it's going to get stopped. Blink in, channeled Epicenter, going to hit everybody. Disruptor backs off, taking a bunch of damage. Sven's going to come back into the Macro Pyre. He's so low, but I think he will be able to get out, and now Disruptor just has to run. He's going to glimpse somebody back to top lane. That is the Venomancer. It doesn't matter. Not going to save him. He will get picked off by the Sand King. Sand King's doing so much work. That was a massive ultimate on top of Death Prophet, as well as I want to think it was the Jakiro in the trees there. Picking off 2. Razor, of course, wasn't there. He's been pushing top out. He's got an extra 84 damage. Glyph is going to have to get used top lane to keep him from bringing it down. Of course, he's got a mech and some tangos to keep himself alive. Looks like he's just going to TP out. No, he's going to stay here. He's like, I got this, guys. You can't take me. I'm going to go ahead and pick up my Mithril Hammer. So he's going for the BKB. Looks like some Dire Radiant heroes are in position to try and take him out. I don't think there's a stun cancel. Light Circle is going to be late, yeah. Razor will make it out just fine. He gets hit by the Gale, but it's not going to be enough. He'll be fine here. And it looks like the Dire are getting into a more and more contorted position here. They're getting forced back. They haven't been able to successfully take a tower yet. All the Tier 1 towers, as you can see, are still up. The Radiant have the advantage here with some aggressive, with the Mat Vision and wards. Mat Control. Check this very aggressive ward up here on the top lane. And the Dire aren't really even safe. This Bounty Hunter could go down very easily, even in his own jungle. They're looking for him. Unfortunately, they don't have the vision quite yet. There are some Dire wards scouting them out. There goes a track. Batrider's like, well, I know he's here, but I can't really find him, so I'll just go ahead and back out. Get away from the rest of my team, not give them the vision. Batrider picks up the vision.
Monster kill.
Man, this Sand King picking off the Death Prophet bottom lane. Here comes Razor from behind, though. Sven losing all kinds of damage. He's definitely going to fall to the Razor. Razor picking up that kill. Very good on him. Sand King gets an Ag Stick. Man, this SK doing so much work. Blink Ag up on him in 24 minutes, 91 last hits, and 8-0. Brilliant play from the Sand King right here. And now we're going to go ahead and see Batrider pushing in the mid lane. We're going to see a Venomancer as well as a Lina coming in. Sven is dead, but so is Death Prophet, so they are able to be fairly aggressive. Here comes a Bounty Hunter in from the back. There is no vision to detect him. No sentries are up. He'll be able to probably get some track off. Track.
Dire's top tower is under
Any
attack.
track on anybody. Nope, no tracking. He's just going to go back, go in biz again. And there's a track. He's going to do a little bit of damage, but he might get blinked in on. He's not gotten this for a couple seconds here. That is just a Batrider illusion sitting there in the trees. We see Razor coming in here, picking off some more farm on the top lane. He is very close to his BKB, only, I want to say, 700 gold away from it. And that's going to be a big pickup on him. I'm a little unhappy. I mean, he's had 126 creep kills. He's basically had free farm. He doesn't have any big items, though. This BKB will be his first big item. I mean, the mech was important, but he's not been able to do anything. He's just been picked off so many times. And it's prevented him from getting the kind of position he needs to be able to... I mean, he has pretty much completely shut down the Sven. I mean, Sven's got some kills, but he's died 3 times and doesn't have... Actually, Sven has a BKB of his own. Not completely shut down. Mid lane, we're going to see a Radiant push coming in. Sentry ward down, of course, to pick off the Bounty Hunter, as well as lots of pushing potential coming from the creep wave clearing power of a Lina, as well as a Sand King. Tracks are going down, so they have vision here. But, of course, we will continue to see the Radiant being able to push into this mid lane pretty much fearlessly. Sven's going to come bottom against this Death Prophet. Might be able to get a kill solo against her if he can get a good stun off. Here comes the ultimate, though. Sven is like, forget that shit. Sand King godlike. Batrider jumps in on the mid lane. Looks like this Venomancer might go down. No, Batrider's on. Bounty Hunter's on the run, trying to get away. There goes a lasso down on him. He should fall here. Yeah, he will go down. Now there's a stun against the Razor. He's looking low. Oh, that BKB just a little late. He still gets nuked, and now he's just going to have to expend this 10-second BKB charge to run away. Death Prophet also has to run away on the bottom lane from the Sven. She does, however, get the tower. Yes, she will get the tower there. That's going to give her some much-needed gold. She now has most of what she needs for a hood. She can try to get a hit off on the Venomancer. Unfortunately, unable to. Tier 2 mid tower goes down. And it looks like the Radiant are just really running away with this game. As you see on this XP chart, 14,000 XP lead and 7,500 gold lead. So these guys doing very well on the Radiant squad. The Sven, of course, doesn't have the kind of farm you really want a Sven to have. 30 minutes into the game, he's only got a BKB and a Mask of Death. So not like running out of control like you want to spend to. Of course, you got a Sand King with 100 last hits, Blink Ag. Look for him to just continue to farm and get further and further ahead. Just doing, bam, drop this creep wave like it's hot. And of course, you've got your Lina doing pretty well also. She's got an Arcane boot up. Also Arcane up on your Venomancer, so you see the Radiant support's doing a lot better than your Dire supports. I mean, the Dire supports do have some items. You've got your Arcane boots as well as what looks to be the start of either a 4-step or a mech. And your Dakiro, he's got Tranquil. He's not having a good time. Bounty Hunter coming in. He's going to throw down a track. Razor, again, he's on the bottom lane, not in position. He needs to be able to TP back up because he needs to start anticipating in these team fights earlier. Throwing down that ultimate, throwing down that BKB, and getting into position to do some damage and do some work. He will probably take off this creep wave and TP back. No, he's going to stay. I mean, you're losing your tier 2 tower. The glyph is down. You can't keep it alive forever. And you're not going to be able to solo push this bottom lane. He is split pushing, I guess, moderately effectively. Do some damage with his plasma field and bring down creep waves, but Batrider's got a haste. He's going to pick up this Death Prophet. She's going to fall immediately, not nearly taking enough. Blinking Epicenter on top of everyone. There's a 4-man hero wipe. This tier 2 tower is going to go down in time to come and defend the bottom lane. Now Razor might be in some trouble here. Batrider still has the haste and Firefly. Static Link goes down, but Batrider just backs off and immediately cancels it. He's going to try and TP out, but there's a Yule Scepter. Great pickup on this Batrider. This is going to force Razor to back off. No, he's not. He's going to go ahead, pop his mech and his ultimate, leaving the Batrider in a position to get a lot of damage, but he's now healed himself back up as well. Mano a mano. I think the Razor wins this one, bro. He's got a lot of damage. Pulling it off. He's going to do it. Ends the godlike streak. Excellent play on him. He gives a shit about those stacks there. Unfortunately, he's going to get killed by a Centaur. In the meantime, your top Rax is getting done. Jakiro not able to do enough to slow it down. Death Prophet comes in. She hadn't used her ultimate before. There's some damage coming down. Jakiro comes in. He's trying to get into position. Limps back onto this Sand King. If he can go down, that's a lot of gold. He's just going to Burrow Strike out of the kinetic field. Damage looks like the Minotaur will be the first to fall here. Death Prophet getting that kill, but she's low. Static Storm hitting everybody. Looks like Sven will fall also. Leaning gets a kill on Jakiro, but now it's 2 for 1. And your Razor is now getting up into position. This Sand King looks like he will also fall, so he gets picked up. Rax is defended successfully. And team wipe for the Dire. Excellent kills going this way. Really good job on their part being able to pick off these kills, and that gets them in a position because now they've got a ton of track gold. Go ahead and take a look at this. Actually, it's not that big of a jump. I was looking for a bigger jump on the gold graph. I mean, the Radiant are still 1,200 gold, 12,000 gold ahead, and that's a big jump on the EXP graph though, dipping back down from almost 2,000. 20,000 back down to 15,000, so we may see the Radiant middle tower tier 1 falling in the near future here, so they will get another gold spike from that. They're getting some big advantages coming in here, picking off 2 Beyond Godlike heroes. Flame Break will knock some people back, but this tower is not long for life. Bounty Hunter picks up the last hit there. He's going for a Orchid. Alright, I like the pickup. It's going to slow down the Batrider as well as the Sand King. Razor sitting at 1,300 gold. He's probably going to, I want to say, a heart next, because he will be pretty consistently able to just pick off the damage he needs from the Sven, because Sven has to be aggressive, can't run away from a Static Link, otherwise he's just not going to do anything in team fight, and he'll get wiped out. But at the same time, if he stays up, he's just going to lose all of his damage and be worthless anyway, so I'm liking the Razor. The Razor is working out. He's level 16. He's sitting at, let's go take a look at net worth here. He is sitting right in second, ahead of the Batrider, but behind the Sand King in terms of net worth, and way ahead of the Sven. And then Death Prophet and Bounty Hunter are not doing too badly themselves. Looks like there's going to be a Radiant gank up into the top lane. They do not have a smoke. They will get spotted out by a couple wards, so Razor will just be able to TP out now. I think you should go ahead and leave because they're coming for you, bro. Unless they're just actually just going to stay in, and looks like they may just stay in and go ahead and cut the creep wave off and push. I don't know what they're doing. Just kind of chilling here in the jungle, tracked up. Razor knows exactly where they are. Sand King is tracked up. Razor's just going to go ahead and say, "Don't care. I'm just going to stay here and push your tier 2 tower." No, he's not. He's going to go ahead and back off into the jungle and teleport back to the bottom lane and continue farming. He's got 2,000 gold. Probably going for a Mithril Hammer. Does that mean it's either a... That's one of 2 items. That could be your Maelstrom. You're going into a Mjolnir as well as a Desolator. I would be surprised at the Desolator. I didn't... That's a damage item, not survivability. I would have thought typically Razors go for pure survivability items, picking up, say, something like a and on a Vanguard at this point. It's a little late in the game for that. Maybe let's go ahead and look through here. You could definitely go for a Shivas. You could go for your, I don't think Bloodstone's a good item. Lincoln's a possibility always. Assault Cuirass, definitely always a good item. Manta's not bad either. You've always got your Heart of Tarask. And possibly also Home of the Dominator and Satanic could all be good items, but instead it looks like he's going to go for a Desolator or a Mjolnir, going for a more DPS-oriented build. We do see a sentry here, so Bounty's got to be a little careful about where he's going. Doesn't want to get picked off here. That would be terrible. He does have, yeah, he's got a drum as well as an Oblivion Staff. An Oblivion Staff up. Might be able to make something happen with that. He's going to come around the back of this Radiant lineup, who are looking to finish what they started. Pick this off, but your Disruptor ultimate's up, your Macropyre's up. Here comes Sven. Sven trying to do some work. He pops the BKB, but there goes the static link against him. Razor just taking so much damage, doing so much work. Everyone's low, though. Shiny's incredibly low. Looks like he will fall to the Sven, but look at Sven. He's down to only 100 damage. That's not what you want from his Sven. Bounty Hunter's going down. Double kill up on the Death Prophet already. 3 kills going down. Venomancer, Sven, and Batrider all following. Jakiro falls as well. Only one making it out. Sand King double kill, though. Blinks in with the Epicenter in the background, but ultra kill for the Death Prophet. She's got a pipe up now. She's got 2,700 gold up now, so she's definitely doing well. Ultra kill, I mean, Ultra kill's doing well, right? Maybe I'm wrong there. Razor's going to have his, he's got this gem up to reveal this Sand King whenever he wants to. Also deward at will. Gonna go ahead and rotate straight towards the Roche Pit with, oh no, he doesn't have any more static link damage. Instead, it looks like he's going to be coming bottom while 4 heroes are dead. Maybe trying to take out this tier 2 tower. It's kind of an attack of opportunity. He'll be able to wipe out a creep wave very fast, and he's got a bunch of range creeps of his own. We can keep them alive. No catapult, though, so unfortunately not going to be able to do that much damage. Might be able to bring it down. We'll see here. He's got another 30 seconds until the Sand King is back up. He's got, yep, Desolator. There it is. I can't argue with that. Completely changes his attack animation. Not nearly as cool now. Yeah, here come the TP's in. He's going to have to back out. I mean, he's got too much boost speed. He's such a hard hero to bring down. Oh, the jukes. He knew it was coming. Flame Break goes in, but he's here. He's going to go ahead and just go in. BKB's up. Bounty Hunter's here. This could go badly. This could go the other way. Now, Razor's just going to go in. Static links up on the Batrider, who has to run away, taking so much damage from this Desolator, but here comes Big Bad Sven. Stuns up the Razor. Looks like Razor will fall here. And now Bounty Hunter has to run away. Here comes the Death Prophet. She's got an ultimate. She's coming back in. Everyone's low. Batrider is low. Sand King blinks forward. Batrider blinks forward. He's healed back up using his charges. And now it looks like the Dire are going to have to back up. Unfortunately, they're losing the Razor. I think that was a little aggressive. He should have just backed. I mean, he was dead already. I don't think he could have made it out. But it was a really aggressive move, because you've got no vision of this area. You've got no vision. You've got no aggressive wards. And looks like with this Razor pick off, the Radiant are going to feel safe enough to go into the Roche Pit. The Dire know they're there, and so they will throw Ice Path down. No, not enough. Radiant have pulled Roche forward to allow them a little bit freer access. Death Prophet's just going to throw some nukes down. Not going to hit anybody, though. And without the Razor, I don't think the Dire are going to be able to go in. They do, of course, have the Death Prophet ultimate very soon. No, 45 seconds. It's not going to be soon enough. Big N is down. He gets bashed by Roshan. He's low. Mechanism up to heal him and earn as well. More Ice Paths missing because Roche is way outside. And there's no vision, of course, on the low ground coming from the Dire. Looks like Batrider is going to come around the other way with the creep wave. But there's 3 enemies against him. He can't blink in here. And now it looks like the Radiant are going to abandon the Roche attempt, go ahead and come forward for another Rax shot. They are still up by 16 kills.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
8,000 gold and 10,000 EXP, but that's falling. It's got tailed off a little bit when Razor went down, but I mean, Dire are still definitely in a position to defend. They're still taking these high ground team fights, and so they should be able to continue this trend of staying in front. We don't see any engagement yet, just teams defending. We do see that the Radiant are not going away, though. They've got their sentry wards up. And they do have Sven in position, all of their heroes in position, all of their ultimates up as well. So this team fight is probably going to be very decisive here, because whoever wins is going to be able to take a free Roshan. And maybe if someone on Dire can pick up a BOT, they could get a bottom Rax if this team fight goes bad. Yeah, Radiant are going to have to back off now. Razor has gone out. Oh, you got to get out, Razor. TP now. Go. Get away. Run. No, he's going to back off. I think he should be fine. It's a little worried there. Radiant, with these lanes pushed as they are, look like they're going to want to rotate into the Roche pit, but Sven's not in position. He's bottom lane. He's going to get some farm up. Radiant trying to hold this. If Radiant Dire are about to learn that Sven is on the other side of the map, they can go in here. Without that Sven, I don't think the Dire can take a team fight. Death Prophet's going to be a little aggressive, but Dire are also split up a little bit. And Batrider's mid. Oh, man. Lack of opportunity, man. Go in. See if you can get a good kill off here, but no, the Radiant are going to back off, and the Dire are going to be safe for now. They might be able to go into the Roche pit. This Radiant ward will not spot them, especially if they smoke up and go in. They might be able to take it pretty quickly with the Desolator minus armor. See, I don't know what that ice bath was for. I have no clue what that ice bath was for. Whatever, no big deal. Summit, man, he's got 200 creep kills. He's highest net worth in the game now, above everyone on the Radiant team. So this Razor is big and bad. See what item he goes for next. I don't see anything on the courier for him. We see a 4-staff recipe going to the Disruptor, who now has a 4-staff. Smoke up from the Dire. Looks like they will be smoking into the Roche pit. That ought to work out for them. Yeah, we see an Orchid up on the Bounty Hunter. We see anything else. Looks like Shiny is going for a BKB next. That can work out. No, we're smoking into the jungle. This is a smoke gank and not a smoke Roche. They're going to come. They might be able to find themselves a free Sand King here if they rotate around the right way. Instead, looks like they're going to go into the mid lane. Find themselves a Lina. There's a track as well as tons of burst damage. She goes down. Batrider is slowed down. He doesn't have a Blink Dagger. He's going to try to get up to the high ground. No, 4-staff is going to save his life there. Kinetic Field is not going to get there in time. Those guys are going to be able to get out. Batrider TPs. And now it looks like the Dire, with that Lina pickoff, feel safe enough to push a little bit. They're coming aggressively in towards the mid lane here, angling to maybe get a tier 2 tower out of this Windfall, or maybe they'll back off and go into Roche. Don't know. Depends on what they want to do. Lina's only dead for 30 seconds, though. And really, I mean, it's just a Lina. She's important, but I don't think it's going to completely destroy the Radiant's ability to team fight, even 4 versus 5. In fact, Radiant are going to kind of aggressively move into their own jungle. I think they might know. They think that the Dire was roshing, but Dire are just going to show their heads again, force the Radiant back, and now looks like Dire just want to transition into a bottom tier 2 push. They ought to be able to get it pretty quickly with the Death Prophet ultimate. The Radiant are in position. Sven's farming. I don't know if they're going to be able to get there quick enough. This tower should drop in seconds with the Death Prophet ultimate on top of it. Tons of creep wave destroying capacity here from the Dire. Level 20 on this Razor. He's doing so well. A little behind the Sand King, but other than that, yeah, this tower is gone. They popped the Glyph for it. Looks like they want to defend here. TP out. Sand King ultimate gonna catch just the Jakiro. He will fall. Looks like the stun will fall onto this Disruptor. He will go down also. Razor's in. He's doing damage. He's static linking up onto this Sven. He's got a ton of damage just beating down on people, but he's alone. Death Prophet buys back. And now the chase goes the other way. Stun will go down onto this Disruptor. Disruptor should fall here. Razor starts doing work. Takes out this Sven so quickly with that damage, but now he's low. He's 1 versus 3. Not able to do anything, but the pause. No reason for the pause. Rage pause. Go ahead and go. I think Razor will fall here. He doesn't have the survivability. Mech is down. He should go down here, but not before he almost kills the Lina. Backing off now. Looks like the chase is going against this Batrider. He may fall here. He's low. 4-staff is down. Killing spree on the Bounty Hunter. Silence. So critical in taking him out. Bounty Hunter now has 2,500 gold. Buyback on the Razor. Don't know if that was necessary. I don't know what he's going to do with it. Just goes back to farming. You can wait out. At this point in the game, you can't farm back what you would have from the buyback gold unless you're like a Nature's Prophet with a Hand of Midas and ultimate Ag Scepter. Refresh. I mean, Razor really needs to save his buyback for like a Rax push or something. Now, of course, Batrider did get a ranged Rax on the top lane that isn't insignificant, that will cause this top lane to push out. You can see it's already at this line pretty consistently. Looks like the Dire will be able to get a Roshan here pretty quickly. You've got minus armor, not coming from the 900, never mind. But you do have minus armor coming from this Razor, and lots of damage going down here, so it looks like they will be able to take this Roshan pretty quickly before the Radiant's able to react. I think the Radiant know what's going on. Sand King's getting in position, but there's no one else with him. Batrider's dead. And so it looks like Razor will be able to pick himself up. Nice little Aegis as a free birthday present. And with this, I think the push might be able to go the way of the Dire. See if they can pick off a tier 2 tower. Maybe also, if they're lucky, do some work on a Rax if they can get some critical pickoffs. I think everyone on the Radiant team has buyback. Let's go ahead and take a look who has buyback. Razor does not. Death Prophet does not. So, but Bounty Hunter does. Bounty Hunter the only one on the Dire to have fit. Looks like on the Radiant side, both Batrider and Sand King, who of course at the moment are the highest net worth heroes on the Radiant. So, in fact, Sand King the highest net worth in the game. So it looks like they should be able to take this fight if it goes down. Bounty Hunter TPing back. He will, of course, heal up and come right back down. Looks like the push is going to go towards the bottom lane. Batrider, Invisible up, is going to do some work on the top lane. See if he can push out, counter push. Looks like the Dire are going to have to back off, in fact. The other lanes are too pushed. They're not able to stay and push this lane bottom. So they're forced to back off. Razor looking to get some more farm here. He's going to farm up these Ancients, be totally fine. He's got a Yasha going for the Mana style next. And, yep, he went ahead and purchased. He's got it. He's got it as soon as the courier gets back to base, I think. He just spent a bunch of gold. Don't know what it is he's going to buy next. Other than that, looks like he sold something to get that. I think it was probably like a wand or something like that. Dire are going to move through the jungle. They got to stay as 5 now at this point. Their strength is in this team fight with this Disruptor ultimate as well as the Macropyre. Macropyre, of course, relevant all stages of the game, it does massive damage, man. 200, it does 180 damage per second over 7 seconds. That's a couple, 7 times 200 is almost 1500 damage. In magic damage, even after reduction late game, that's still 1500 damage, which no one can really tank. No, I mean, sorry, it's like 1200 damage after reduction. No one can tank that. And nobody got life for that. You can't do that. So, looks like the Dire will go ahead and smoke up. Of course, they don't need to smoke the Bounty Hunter because he's invisible anyway. No big deal. They're going to rotate. Oh man, dual smoke ganks going both ways here. Is there a gem? I want to see a gem on somebody. Yes, it is. It's on the Sand King. I think he took it from the Razor when Razor fell on that bottom lane. That's what he dropped to pick up that Yasha. So he's got tons of attack speed, tons of damage. So he is going for more of a carry build versus more of a tanking build. Looks like these guys might meet up for a big engagement in the mid lane. Radiant have the high ground here, and they've got the surprise that they're going to pick off the courier as well as this Bounty Hunter. They've got the vision. They're going to see him and jump in, but here comes Razor. Here comes the gigantic Macropyre hitting everyone. And Bounty Hunter looks like he will fall now. Channeled Epicenter going to hit on top of everyone. Massive teamfight. Summit doing work. He's not taking any damage from the Epicenter, but he is getting slowed. Looks like Death Prophet will pick off the Sven. Batrider very low. Looks like he will fall to the Disruptor. 4 dead on the Radiant, though. Only one left alive is the Death Prophet. Sven. Oh no, Razor's going to come back up. He had an Aegis, so Sand King's the last one alive on the Radiant. He's going to have to run away now. He's silenced. He's low. No Blink Dagger taking damage. He's going to Burrow Strike forward, and I think he is going to make it out here. Death Prophet has a regen rune, so she's going to go ahead and pop that. Be back up to full mana, and these two can definitely push the tower. Look at how much damage. Unfortunately, buybacks are coming in. Batrider, Lena buyback, so these guys are not going to be able to take. They might be able to take a tier. No, they can't even take the tier 2 mid. They got to back off. Aegis is down. Death Prophet ultimate down. This Razor didn't even use his Static Storm. Let's go take a look at net worth now. See if it went tip in favor of the Razor? Yes, it does. He's up by like 100 gold now. Death Prophet also has passed Sven and Batrider, so she's getting pretty big as well.
Dire's bottom
Not as hard
tower
of a
is
carry
under
as the
attack.
Razor or the Sven, but with enough gold, man, she's going to be able to do some work. I would like to see a Shiva's Guard. Bloodstone would not be bad so that she would have a faster respawn time. And with that, it looks like the engagement's going to be over. I think Infinity are going to have a hard time coming into this late game. They've got the Sven, who should be able to do a lot of work. He's got the Crystallis up, no Daedalus yet. He's really behind in terms of farm. Only the one big item in the BKB. The Mask of Madness, of course, while it does significantly increase his DPS, isn't enough to really make him keep up with this Razor, because Razor is being so successful in draining that damage and just completely shutting down the Sven in these team fights. Sven really hasn't been able to do a heck of a lot. It's come down to the Sand King and the Batrider, who are doing an excellent job. Gotta hand it to these players. BKB up on the Sand King now. He realizes that he's in the position of the carrion, so he's taking as much farm as he can, and he's making the most of it. He's got 3,800 gold, possibly a heart up next on him. I also would not mind a Heaven's Halberd to slow down the Razor. I think that could also be a good item. Would also give the Sand King a lot more physical survivability, and also slow. I mean, Maim is a slow, right? Counts. Going to see some dewarding here because Sand King still has a gem. The Dire now have no wards up on the map, even though I think that all of their wards are on cooldown. Let's take a look here. I think I can check that, right? Their wards, nope, there's some wards in the Courier. Yep, there are some wards in the Stash. Courier will be up in 20 seconds. Looks like the push is going back up top lane. That that Dire range racks on the top lane is still down. This creep wave is going to get picked off very quickly, and now the Radiant are in position to continue pushing. The track is down on the Bounty Hunter, but the whole Radiant team is up. Every ultimate is up. I mean, it's going to be team fight decided by team fights again. Both teams are having war of attrition team fights, almost everyone dying, a couple people surviving. And it all depends on if your big heroes can survive and have the creep waves pushed out enough to get a push going. Jakiro are going to do some counter pushing here. It looks like the Radiant are going to have to back off. Batrider coming into this mid lane to go ahead and do some split pushing. He's going to go ahead and drop a couple napalm stacks, flame break, pretty much takes out a creep wave there. This creep wave will fall, and so the Dire have to be very careful because all their lanes are pushed out. Taking a look at the gold graph, really quickly, we do still see this Radiant advantage, which was up to almost 14,000, is now down to 2,000. Tailoring off, it looks like the Radiant are starting to get back on the go again. The gold graph has, of course, flattened out, and 2,000 gold difference at this point in the game is absolutely nothing. Experience also 5,000 points in the lead of the Radiant, but you can see that the levels on important heroes are working out in favor of the Dire. It's not really in favor of anyone right now. I can't say that it really favors anyone except the Radiant to an extent, because more heroes have their level 3 ultimates on the Radiant than the Dire, which is very critically important. Venomancer needs to get his level 3 ultimate, as does definitely Jakiro and the Disruptor, so we'll see how that goes. See if you can get that level 16. That might have a big impact into the game. Bounty Hunter pumping away early BKB here. That can't be good. He's going to go in, I guess? No, he's just going to waste the charge, and now it's on cooldown, man. That is not good. I don't know. I think the Radiant saw it, too. They can just go in now. Bounty Hunter's BKB is down. He'll be very easy to pick off without it. Track is down on the Batrider. Here comes a ton of... The whole Radiant team is ready in position. They're just slow sieging this. This Rax will continue to lose health. And then once it's down, the Radiant can just move on to a different Rax. Razor's still here, though. He's still got a BKB up, as does the Death Prophet. Bounty Hunter, of course, only, I would say, tertiary DPS at this point. The silence is critical, but if you drop him down, that means no track gold. So a very critical hero for the Dire. Radiant continuing to push out. No, they're backing out, taking some jungle farm. Lina getting a couple points in. She's level 16, maybe looking to get a BKB up on her, maybe an Aghanim Scepter. And then we see Batrider also roaming around, taking some creep wave farm. He's got a Mystic Staff up. I don't know whether that's for a Sheepstick or a Shiva's. I think either one is appropriate in this game. That slowing down of the attack speed. Oh, Smoke Gang coming from the Dire. They're going to wrap around, find the Radiant in the jungle. This could be big. Venomancer's going to go down almost immediately. Just too much damage coming out of the Razor. Disruptor actually taking the last hit. He's now level 15. Looks like some misses, and the Radiant are going to back off, be just fine here. This game going so late. Such an excellent late game here. We will continue to see the Radiant having to be a little bit more defensive now. Sand King, not the best late game carry. I mean, he does a lot of damage. He's got a lot of big items. That 4,500 gold. I hope he buys a new item in the near future, sells off that. Maybe swaps out his Arcane for some bots, because he can definitely split push like a boss, and that might be what he needs to do right now. He's going to sit. He's hiding in this jungle. If they find him, that's a big pick off. Bounty Hunter not going to get vision of him. He's going to be, if he gets the epicenter channeled, he can do some work. Bounty Hunter's BKB is on cooldown now. Looks like someone got tracked up. I want to say, yep, Lena. So, looks like the Radiant, the Dire feel comfortable enough to push. No, Batrider just TPing to the top lane and forcing the Radiant to the Dire to defend. This rack slowly regenning, but it's constantly pressured. And because of this, the Dire are not able to push out and haven't been able to take any Raxes or tier 3 towers of their own. Jakir will TP out just fine. We will see how, and then Razor is going to be split pushing bottom. He's got no more big items picked up on him. He's up to 3,000 gold, but he had to buy back once, so he has not been able to pick up that next tier 4 item that he desperately needs. Maybe a butterfly, maybe a heart, whatever he wants to go for. I think either would be good. Assault Curious also would not be a bad idea. No items on the courier for him. Just a wand. Who does that wand belong to? It does belong to the Razor, so he didn't sell the wand. Oh no, if he gets picked off in these Ancients, oh no! He's gonna get lassoed by the Batrider, dragged backwards, taking damage, stunned up. He's low, gonna get hit, he's gonna die. He's gonna go down. Razor is gone. That's a Roche for the Radiant if they want it, or they can just storm right up and take a Rax. Does he have buyback? No, he does not. He's got cooldown on it, I think. No, he's just a little bit short on the gold. At level 24 and 52 minutes into the game, that buyback is expensive. No, he does. He does buy back. He gets enough gold, and so now he will be able to force this out. But I think the Radiant, with that buyback on cooldown, will be able to go straight into the Roche pit. Sand King jumps in immediately, and this Roche is going to fall. Big N's got lots of damage. Daedalus is up on him. Look for him to get maybe even another tier 4 item in the near future, because he's got 1,300 gold, and he's going to continue to get a lot of farm off. Fuse is doing a lot of damage as well on the Sand King, taking up the Roche. And this Batrider, you can't forget how farmed he is. That Yule Scepter, got so much move speed, so much mobility, and he's just so annoying in these team fights, slowing people down with Napalm. And this is going to continue with this Aegis. I think the Radiant can go very aggressively, and if they can pick off this Razor again, that's GG right there. That's all that needs to happen. Razor dives once, no buyback, with an Aegis on the Sven, and holy crud. No, it looks like Radiant are going to back off. Sven is going to clear out some creeps on this bottom lane, push it out towards the tier 2, and he's just going to get so much farm from this. I mean, he's already up to 228 last hits, sitting, I think, third? No, second. He's even passed the Death Prophet and the Sand King on this. He's definitely coming back into the late game. His gold per minute has increased, and his net worth has gone up as well. Let's take a look at it. Yeah, he's sitting third now. Sand King, of course, passing the Razor again in terms of net worth, and because Razor just bought back, of course. And Sven getting closer, passing up the Death Prophet as well. So this Sven is coming back, and he is a heck of a late game carry. Of course, when he comes back to life after the Aegis pops, he will have all of his damage back, despite the static link being down on him. So he should just save his BKB for the second time for after he dies, because you know that Razor's going to static link him first, and then also save the God Strength as well, and then he can just come straight into this, do so much damage, so much work in the team fight, dealing so much damage, because that's what Sven does, right? Beats the shit out of people. Lanes are getting pushed out. Radiant doing a pretty good job keeping this mid lane constantly pressured, and bottom lane pressured now also. Sven is there. The bottom lane, unfortunately, has not been so keen to be pushed. Dire have been mostly able to keep that one pushed out. Their tier 2 is still up in that lane, so that will not affect the team fight that's imminently approaching here. The Radiant need to make use of this Aegis while they have it. They got it on a good advantage. They've only got it for so long, though. Only another 4 minutes now. So they need to force a fight that they can win right now. There's a lot of BKBs up on the Dire, but if you can like bait out a BKB on the Razor and then back off really quickly, say with a Batrider, aggressive Force Staff or something like that. Oh, Razor gets a DD rune. That can be scary. Radiant are smoked up. They want to take a fight, but they don't know Razor has the DD. That could be terrible. No, they're going to see all of the Dire team in the mid lane. They want to take this fight now. They're coming in. Warcry up on the Sven. He wants to go in. He pops his ultimate. He's coming in. He's big bad Sven. He's got an Aegis. He's going to go immediately on Disruptor, but he's going to get caught out by a Jakiro ultimate. Massive Macro Pyre hitting everyone. Venomancer so low. Fuse is going to jump in, immediately pick up the Disruptor. Razor is low as well. Jakiro goes down. That's 2 dead for the Dire, and they're getting low. Sven is low, but he's got the Aegis. He's going to come back. Batrider is going to ult himself, keep himself alive for a bit. Here comes the Sven. He's big. He's bad. He's got his BKB now. Shiny's going to get a kill, but Sven is just going to clean up. He's got too much damage. Oh, and now Sand King blinks forward. He's in the position. If he can get a stun up here, no, big silence. Juke's coming from this Death Prophet. Oh, she's going to get ulted. She's low. If they can pick her off, they'll be able to get some massive pushing off. No, Bounty Hunter's going to be the target instead. He will get brought down. Spin is on a killing spree now. Death Prophet looks like she will TP out, but there's the damage done. 4 dead, losing only 3. That's a massive team fight. These guys need to storm down mid lane. Razor has no buyback. He just bought back.
Dire's bottom tower
So he's not available. And no one else on the Dire has buyback except for Death Prophet, and she's still alive, so it doesn't even matter. Bounty Hunter does have buyback. He's going to buy back immediately, and he might be able to slow this down, but he could also just get caught out. These 3 heroes alive on the 4 heroes alive on the Radiant team. They just need to go. They need to get in position. Oh, Death Prophet, don't get caught out. Oh, she's going to make it back off. Don't chase, just go straight for that Rax, go straight for the throne, guys. Forget it, you don't have time to waste here. 4 back up on the Radiant, but not the big bad Razor. Sven's gonna BKB, go in, man, your BKB's up, do some damage. Where's the stun? Big epicenter catching up the Death Prophet. She's gonna fall, she has buyback though, immediate buyback on her. Big damage going down against the Sven. He's getting low, track is down on him, he could die, glimpsed back in. If he goes down, that's going to be critically important. He has buyback. He will be able to come back in, but he's going to get the Bounty Hunter before he dies. He will fall. Will immediately buy back, I'm sure. Come in. Venomancer ultimate down on everyone. Death Prophet back up. She's trying to pick off this Sand King, but Sand King is very tank at this point. He's trying to make it out. He will be able to burrow strike a little bit further forward, and now this could turn the other way. Death Prophet's alone, 1v3. Granted, she's farmed, but she can't take Lina and Sand King and Venomancer. Here comes the Razor. Razor's back up. Big bad Razor coming in. Here comes the damage going against the Death Prophet. If she falls, that could be very bad. Sand King's getting low too, and here comes the Razor looking to do some work. This Venomancer probably will fall to him. Doesn't have any escape items to get himself out. He may try and TP, but he will fall too quickly. He needs to juke. Big juke's coming from him. Looks like the Light Strike array will fall there. Those are only Razor illusions. They're chasing the Sand King. Sand King is their target of choice. He will be able to blink. He's got the blink up. Instead, no, he's going to turn around. Batrider is there. No, he's not going to turn around. He's going to continue running away because Batrider is like, shit, I'm running away too, bro. I don't think we can do this. Sand King gets a haster, and he will now be fine. And it looks like Batrider will be as well. No Raxes go down, but the top melee Rax does fall, and now pressure is getting put down on the Dire tier 4s. They are still a Rax down. They have the late game power to push these Raxes out, but it's starting to look a little scary for them. They're not winning team fights anymore. They just lost that big one. Really, this all happened because Razor got caught out here down on the bottom lane. I'm not saying it was bad play on his part, but because he was picked off here in these Ancients, he wasn't there. He didn't have buyback in the team fight that followed, and the Radiant were able to pick up an Aegis on their Sven. And so now Sven, sitting at 2,000 gold, his net worth increased massively there. He's caught up. He's almost caught up to the Razor. And Sand King is still on top. Has he gotten another big item? He's got an ultimate orb. What is that for, I wonder? Let's take a look at what it could be for here. It could be for a Gwynsu. Sigh of Ice. Yep, there it is. He's got a sheep stick, and he just buys a sheep stick and still has 3,000 gold. So much gold on the Sand King. And then maybe like a heart to follow that one up. Go ahead, sell your arcanes, pick up bots. Go ahead and do some split pushing because Sand King is an excellent split pushing hero, especially once he's got this much farm. That Sheepstick is going to completely shut down one of the heroes, allow them to get a quick pick off. The Sand King doing so much work. Batrider also has got a Sheepstick, so 2 sheeps up on the Radiant side, and Sheepstick's one of those items, man. The more the merrier. It just gains in effectiveness as more and more people pick it up, kind of like BKB, kind of like Blink Dagger. So looks like Radiant are feeling confident enough to continue this push. Their gold lead has spiked back up to 4,000, still not nearly enough to be a substantial lead at this point in the game. They're going to back off. Looks like they've got another 3 or 4 minutes before Roche is back up, so they will not be able to do that. They may be able, however, to come and pick off the... Why is that not working? Oh, they don't have a sentry. Waiting for the sentry. There's a gem on Sand King. He'll get here in just a second. And there we go. Dewarding will ensue. Sand King got to stay there for the dewarding to work. And that's going to give them the ward vision to allow them to take the next Roshan once it's up. And that Roshan at this point in the game is just absolutely so critical. Razor or Sven with a second life is probably the most important thing in the game right now. AC picked up on Sven, so he's attacking so freaking fast, doing tons of damage, especially if he can avoid being the target of Static Link. I would say Sven should even wait in the back until Razor drops the Static Link, just so that he doesn't get his damage drained. He cannot be the subject of that drain. Oh no! Death Prophet's going to get brought up onto the high ground. She's just going to BKB TP out, but now her BKB's on cooldown. That means that she's going to be unable to have that BKB be so much squishier in the coming team fight. And so with that, I don't think they even need to wait for Aegis anymore. Bounty has to be careful. There is still a gem on the Sand King. So it looks like we're going to go ahead and see the team fight engage here. Silence as well as the damage going against Defend. He doesn't have the Aegis. He's going to pop the BKB. Go back in on the Razor, but he's got Static linked. He's linked up. He doesn't have the damage. No. The Razor gets ulted by Lina. He's so low. One Storm Bolt. Bam! Picked off. Razor has buyback though. He's going to come back into the game. Dire's doing some work picking off the Venomancer in the background. Looks like Disruptor is going to be the next one caught out of position. This team fight all over the place. Razor comes back in doing damage. Sven is low. It looks like he will go down here to the Death Prophet. Yeah, he's going to fall, but there's more people in doing more work. Batrider comes in. He's looking to do some work. Silence won't be able to get a lasso off. And now Lina is the one getting chased. She's silenced up. Has an Ag and a mech, but not going to be enough to save her. She will fall. 3 dead for the Radiant now. And it's Batrider and Sand King on the run again. It looks like they will be able to get out. Both of them have Blink Daggers and Sheepsticks. I mean, it's not like you can chase them that effectively.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Now, in the meantime, this tier 3 tower, I guess, gets down to two-thirds HP. Not enough to really be scary. And your tier 4 tower, though, this is the scary one, because as soon as these start going down, you can't leave your base. Someone has to defend. And this pushing is just being so effective by the Radiant, because as they push this mid-tier 3 tower, your top lane is pushing out with those super creeps, dealing damage against this tier 4. And once these 2 tier 4 towers go down, you can't push out. You've got to have someone constantly at the base defending, because your throne is exposed. And that's it, man. Throne GG. That's how it works. You have to protect that throne at all costs, and those tier 4 towers are the most important things, definitely. Batrider is going to go ahead and move away from his creep wave, keep it from getting bursted down by that disruptor damage. Oh, kinetic field might catch out some people here. No, they get out just in time. Looks like TP in from the Death Prophet after she clears out top wave, but it's going to push right back in. The Dire have to push and push quickly. Here comes the Death Prophet ultimate. Looks like they want to go forward. She's got a BKB back up, as well as an Assault Cure, so she's looking pretty freaking big right now. Might as well go ahead and pop the pipe. Go ahead and get this push going down. Tier 2 tower will fall. And maybe some damage against the tier 4. No, they're going to back off and smoke into the Roche pit. That is a very clever plan. If they can make it there, there is no sentry ward spotting them out, but I think the Radiant know what's up. They can rotate in there, and that can be a massive, massive team fight if the Radiant can get there in time. With this Desolator, Roshan is going to fall so very, very quickly, and unless the Radiant, can they get there in time? They're moving, they're smoked up, they're going to try to get there. This could be the game right here, guys. This team fight. Kinetic Field going to try to slow him down, but I think it's a little early. Aegis falls. It's on the Razor. Cheese is up on the bounty, but here comes the pickoff. Aegis is going to get popped almost immediately. Razor's already down. Fuse is coming in. He's taking damage. Sheeps are up. BKB up on the Death Prophet. She's doing damage. Disruptor falls. He's the first one to go down. Death Prophet, Jakiro down as well. Big N doing so much work on this Razor. He's going to get brought down. Death Prophet picks up the Venomancer in the back line, but it's not going to be enough. Your Sven, Bounty Hunter goes down. Razor goes down the second time. There's 3 dead. Is there buyback on the Razor? I don't know if he has buyback. I don't think he does. No, he does not. Neither does the Death Prophet if she falls here. She's getting low. She's getting chased by the Batrider. If she gets caught out, that's going to be GG. Batrider is chasing. Sheepstick cooldown 20 seconds. Lasso cooldown 15 seconds. Disruptor comes in. He bought back. Bounty Hunter bought back. Coming back in. Batrider has to back off a little bit here. But here it comes. The push is coming in. Sven did not go down in that fight. BKB's got another 20-second cooldown too, so he is he's in an amazing position to push here. It looks like this tier 3 mid will definitely go down. Death Prophet, because Razor is still down. He's not up, and without him, I don't think these guys can take a team fight. There goes the silence track, and also the Orchid going against the Sven. He's so tank. He's going to work. He kills the Death Prophet. Death Prophet is down, and she doesn't have buyback. So now we're going to see the Sven possibly dying here. No, he's backed up. Mech up. Sheep up against the Bounty Hunter. If he falls here, that's definitely going to be bad. Man split Earth. Jakiro falls. Bounty Hunter falls. That's it. Team wipe. GG. I have to say. They're probably not going to call it, but yeah, there it is. Go next. That's the GG call. Racks are falling. What a game. 65 minutes comes down to the wire in a team fight around the Roche pit. And that is it, guys. There goes your throne. Wait for the score screen to pop up just to show you guys exactly how crazy this game was. Let's take a look at net worth if it'll show me here. Yeah, it's not going to show me net worth. It's alright. It'll show me here in a minute once we pop up this score screen, just so you guys can see exactly how close this game was, straight to the end. Massively well played by both teams, with very good early game coming from the Radiant, but then Dire had the advantage for a while into the mid game once Razor and Death Prophet got hella farm, but then the Radiant were able to keep it out because Sven got back after a bad mid game, got the big items, and so that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Game 2 will also be up on my channel, so check it out. And GG's, guys. You can check out the rest of the Alienware Arena stuff on the AlienwareArena.com website. Subscribe, follow, like if you enjoyed this commentary, and GG, guys. Thanks for watching. This is Kingdom signing out.